Welcome to another RES Wave update. So in this video, I want to show you the latest count, which is a revised count for Tron TRX. And all I can say is that this chart is very interesting indeed, because I do believe Wave 2 ended back here in March of 2020. I decided to have a closer look at the waves because I could see that something was clearly amiss in the count. And what I found was potentially and most likely using the waves that we had a wave 1 which broke the top of the E wave. And that's why we saw price hang around this area. So basically it's a really shallow correction, but it's a drawn out correction that basically bounced along the breakout of the E wave. Okay, now because this particular wave, in my opinion, is an E wave, this is very common among E waves. So moving along, because I have a few things I want to touch on relating to this count. So once we had wave 1, we had like the cup and handle pattern, which is a perfect cup and handle pattern when you look at it like this, like that, and then you had the handle pattern. Now that is extremely bullish pattern, but it's because of what it means that it's bullish. So we're in a third of a third wave now. So if I took the bottom of E wave to the E wave in wave 2 and extended the channel up to the top of wave 1, right? And it appears that this hit resistance, obviously because it's it went up too quick, but it also hit resistance, and that resistance is due to a channel using very specific places on the chart. So you can see that there's if you look at where wave E ended, and then you basically put a like another line in there, for example, like this, right? You can see that this particular general area was coiling up, and then it broke up and retested it, and started moving up on its upward trajectory, right? Now I am bullish Tron, and that's because of this pattern and the general pattern in basically wave 3 is in progress. Now there's some other interesting things I want to talk about today, and that's TRX versus XRP. Right, there's a pair that interestingly I discovered by chance when I was just looking for some videos that some of these online YouTubers have, and this one guy, he basically informed me that this exists from a clip from like 2 years ago, and I was totally intrigued by this. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So TRX XRP, right, I have done my best to mark this out. I'm not too sure if this is a wave 1 though. This could be a wave 1 or a or a 4. I'm not sure exactly what this means because I don't have enough data, right? All we had, if you go back, let me just go to the daily chart, right? All we had is this big move up, and then we had this correction followed by a 5-wave move. So this could either be a wave 3, and then we're basically in a wave 4 now, and then we're going to see like another high here for either wave 5, or it's just going to keep going. Now I don't know exactly what the deal is there. I'm only going to use this as a guide at this point in time, but the reason why I want to show you this chart is because if this correction is correct, and the reason that I do think it's correct is because the waves can only be forming one particular pattern. And when certain highs and lows are broken, you can't really make anything else up out of that pattern. In my honest opinion, that's how it works, right? So looking closely, the only one that looks a bit weird here is this wave here, which is a B. It looks like a 5-wave move, but it could be an expanded zigzag. I don't know. I had a look, and it looks a bit funny when you zoom in. So to me, it's the only thing in question here, but everything else checks out. A, B, C, and then you have a three-wave D, perfectly formed D there. You can see all the lovely waves in between. It's just absolutely perfect. You got your A, B, C, D, E, and then boom, for wave C. Now, interestingly enough, this is fitting directly in line with what I believe is happening with regards to XRP. Now, I do expect Tron to keep going higher, and if this correction is just happened to be complete now, or maybe will be complete very shortly, maybe when it goes back to the midway point, perhaps, who knows? I believe that there's going to be a reaction to the upside here. Now, whether it's just one more high, and that's it, and then it's coming back down to correct, I don't know. We're going to pay attention to that as it moves along and use other tools, RSI and other indicators, and just really pay attention to this, because it's really interesting how there's a pair, specifically TRX XRP, right? So I am expecting a 5-wave move down now in XRP. So this actually fits very interestingly, because there's a 5-wave move that's meant to go to the upside on this one, which can mean both XRP will be weaker for a little period of time, and then basically Tron will keep going higher. Now, I'm going to play this one by ear, because I can't say too much right now. I'm still investigating this thing. It doesn't mean that even if this keeps going higher, it does not necessarily mean that XRP is, how can I say? It doesn't mean that it's going to stay down, right? Yeah, look, I can't say much more than that right now. It's just, you have to understand, when you're looking at cross pairs, you're looking at something that could either be really strong TRX, or it could be really weak XRP, or it could be a mixture of the both. And given that, according to my wave analysis, they're in different parts of the correction, this just fits just amazingly well. So let's just see what happens there, because it's interesting to see XRP has been fluctuating a little bit as well. So I do see 5 waves down, followed by a correction here. So we might be in the process of seeing a reversal occur. I did say this will fizzle out shortly, and it has produced, a couple of patterns that are, to me, in my opinion, bearish signs. Like, you got an evening star pattern here. Actually, this is more like a dark cloud cover candlestick pattern. You've got the dark red candle covering more than 50% of the previous candle, and you've got a confirming candle underneath it. It's potentially a sign. Right? If you look at that, it's sort of very similar as well. Depending on what happens at this point, I suppose we'll just pay attention to that as it happens. But because of the actual wave count, that's why I'm expecting an E wave to occur. And then when we see that kind of E wave occur, I think, you'll get something like either to the midpoint or lower. I don't know. I can't tell you that much just yet. But let's just say, for example, it goes to the midpoint. Okay, and then it's sort of starts to create well, look, we've already got what appears to be like a cup pattern, and what appears to be like a handle pattern already. But if this wave count is correct, then we haven't really seen the handle pattern properly yet, and you could see this thing go down potentially to the lower point, and then start moving up in that handle formation before it takes off completely, right? Now, these aren't bad things, right? I love XRP. I like Tron. I'm just using my logic here, and I'm sort of, just going by the patterns and then sort of, investing accordingly, moving if I have to, converting if I need to, or just buying up more at the right time. Really, it doesn't really matter whatever your strategy is. I'm just following the waves here, and I'm using different pieces of evidence to, So if you have a look at the TRX XRP chart, and you actually go through all the highs and lows, I've done this earlier, where I mark out a high and a low on each chart, and then I compare it. So I compare like those highs and lows from like XRP to TRX. You can actually see that they're kind of moving against each other somewhat at the low level highs and lows. Like, it's just interesting to see that, and that's why you're getting that pattern on the TRX XRP chart doing what it's doing, which to me is fascinating. It's totally fascinating, and it's ongoing. The investigation is ongoing as to what this all means, and I just think it's cool to have something that provides us with more of a clue as to what's going on here. So yeah, I suppose we'll just leave it at that, because we need to see the proof in the pudding first. It does line up with the wave count that I have here. So to me, it's like a little bit of extra confirmation, but the real confirmation will be when we see it actually happen, right? So, according to this count, this particular channel is, it has hit that resistance. So it may just turn down from here. In terms of the other chart that I showed you, TRX, right? It's hit the channel because it's not because it's a D wave, but because it's just hit a bit of a resistance. So now wave threes typically they're going to get sharper as they move higher. So if this really is a wave three, then I don't imagine this thing is going to correct too much before it just continues higher. Like if you look, just say for example, you look at I don't know, just like this 5-wave move here, you can see that there's 5 waves, and you can see like wave 2 was like just a little dip, and then it kept going, hit that midway point there, dipped down lower, and then off it went again. Stuff like this can happen, and wave threes are really, they really just are wave threes. So they're supposed to be sharp, and they're supposed to move quick. And I mean, just look at BTT, what that's doing. I may come across that chart shortly because it's all sort of interrelated, and I'll continue posting more, more different coins and analysis shortly. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.